Get the audio back up. And almost forgot. I want to make sure we have Twitch up and running. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's open up the console and pause the game. Because, well, of course, first off, basic welcome back, everybody. But, there's a reason that this is titled 50 Feet of Trouble. Because, when we left, we said we were going to easily, just, we were going to go in there, maybe go to grade it, take care of that. Now, this is after I've already gone back to base and dropped off all kinds of stuff and come back here. There's a small problem. And by small, I mean literally the opposite of small. You see, I'm saved in a very precarious position because as soon as I let the game move forward, something's going to come around that corner that I have filled with every piece of ammunition I have, off camera, obviously, because they almost immediately engaged me. So, yeah, something's going to come around that corner, and it will absolutely trash me, which means we need to get inside the Super Duper Mart before they come around that corner. So I'm going to show you what comes around that corner. And we're going to have to hope that they've moved on. Because, yeah. And Ty Hetero. I'll just show you what's going to happen. There she is. Yeah, I told you I had that mod installed. And yeah, I'll show you why this is a problem. Here's a headshot. Yeah, that's why it's a problem. We're gonna have to avoid her. Like the plague. The only problem is she's right around the corner. And while I don't think you can come inside, as you can see. Now, we are in here. And let's see if we can't get a drop on these raiders. All right, no. Well, I've already ruined my sneaking, so... Maybe target the guy who's literally right next to me? Yeah, the problem is I literally do no damage to her. Her DR is just too high. Like, literally, I do no damage to her. And she can take me out in 4 hits with combat armor on, mind you. Notice how little the raiders are doing to me in my combat armor, so I can go do my melee run. The 50-foot woman? Not a chance in hell. Oh, there you are. Early game, she's definitely invincible. I have defeated her in previous run-throughs. Mainly by being 50 feet tall myself and having Wolverine's claws and healing factor. So, I'm not sure I've actually beaten her legitimately. And by legitimately, I mean with standard vanilla equipment. I've had to use other modded equipment. Now, granted, I have picked up the 50-foot woman perk. And the 50-foot woman perk does, as you expect, I will grow as I gain rads. In order for that to unlock, though, you need to get Moira's mutation. So I picked up Moira's mutation last episode. That is why I went that particular route on early on for Wasteland Survival Guide, because it's the only thing that unlocks the 50-foot woman tall perk. So, yeah. Maybe, if we're lucky, I'll level up. The 50-foot woman perk will be available here, because as you grow up, as you level up, as you scale up, your damage also scales up melee-wise. So, maybe I can fight her on even ground. Otherwise, we may be running from her as she tracks us in Grey Ditch. So, yeah. The 50-foot woman. At this point in the game, I am not strong enough to take her on.
You did with that?
Alright, you want to be a tough SOB? I can be a tough SOB. Some buff out, a beer to wash it down. Let's say an iguana on a stick just for a snack. Bit of jet. Some Med-X. That should be more than enough.
Ooh, feisty.
God damn it!
Ah, mine. I wonder. Could I lay out some of the... Because, you know, bottle cap mines are powerful. Could I take her out with some bottle cap mines? Laser pistol. Is she more resistant to ballistic versus energy? Maybe I can try energy. Well, like I said, I focus on the skills I've been using. I have been using speech quite a bit. I've been using sneak a little bit. We'll throw it up to 15. Small guns I've definitely been using a bit. I've definitely been using repair, and I've definitely, I think, lockpick. Now, are there any perks that are just kind of the necessary stuff you always have to get? Like, is that comprehension the one I think it is? Whenever a skill book is read, yes. Educated, 3 more skill points every time you... Yep, it's comprehension and educated. Those are the ones you always got to take early on. Now, some of you may wonder what that blue glow is. between episodes, I found a mod that adds more glowing stuff. Mainly, it makes the muck pools glow. It makes you glow when you take radiation after a certain point, and it makes the actual nuclear quantum bottles actually glow. So that is from a quantum somewhere in the area. It's actually casting a blue glow. You ain't sleeping on that. I mean, honestly, maybe with enough mines, that 50-foot menace can be taken care of. Maybe. So I have got to find the key to get in there. There's the pharmacy key. Still over encumbered with buff out. Yep. Equip the utility vault suit. No, you bring a valid point up right now. I am over encumbered. I should take care of that. And what better time than now than to equip the utility jumpsuit for repair +5. I don't think I have anything else that gives me repair in terms of like hat gear. No. Alright. Combat armor is still stupidly powerful. Well, that did take me down, though. That did what I needed it to do. Maybe that +5 helped a bit. I didn't pick up comprehension. I picked up the other one, educated, the one that gives you 3 extra skill points. Comprehension ought to be next level. Ooh, my baseball bat, and I might be able to make it a tiny bit better. Let's put those mines here. And Okay. And I'm going to put the grenades. Just keep them all in the same place. I'm trying to see if... Like, okay, so... Damage of 9. Is there a better melee weapon option? Damage of 7. Let's try this. So that's really fast, so it can give me some decent DPS. Which might, you know, for only 2 points less, wouldn't be the worst choice. So let's take a look at the baseball bat. Yeah, definitely slower. So let's, instead of using good old baseball bat, switch over to the tire iron as our melee weapon of choice. It's much faster, and that should allow us to do a little bit better damage. I changed the hot. Originally, I had the grenades hotkeyed to 4. I moved them over to 8. So 7, 8, 9, or 6, 7, 8 are mines, grenade. Actually, let's not be a John. Let's put our combat armor back on. Got it in 1. You saw it all there.
Loading personality. Robco R04 B9. Office helper. Running default office protocol. Error. Loading daily agenda. Error. Security breach detected. Please stand back.
We're back. Somebody open up the... Hang on. Something ain't right here.
I'll let him get started.
Commencing attack on hostile target. Attention. This is a combat zone. You suffer
Like what?
to and including death if you remain in the area. Notice required. Able to control.
Yeah, I think this is working much better.
Moving around so much. Shit, you're crazy! Please.
Is there anybody else around here? Nope. And I'm over encumbered again. Air or air or. Definitely think the tire iron was a good upgrade. Yeah, I definitely think I did a lot better with that tire iron than I did with good old baseball bat. I suppose every lunchbox helps. It helps me eventually get more bottle cap mines, right? I just gotta figure out how you craft them. Of course. There it is. Where is it? Here, empty, empty. Nuka, standard. Nuka, more Nuka. Nuka, Nuka, Nuka. There we go. Look at that. Now, watch as I take the Nuka Quantum. How it literally is a light source. And how things will change. Isn't that cool? And that should actually be everything in here. Plus it completes Moira's Crest. You know, honestly, I'm not sure which would have been the better choice. Doing this first and having to run for the 50-foot woman, or heading to Minefield, getting a shit ton of mines, and then having mines to deal with the 50-foot woman here. Because granted, I did get a few mines plus some bottle cap mines here. But, oh boy. Oh, there's more. Wonderful.
Screw this!
It just ran as soon as I pulled out the bottle cap mine. Can I get it right up there?
You are, you little bastard.
Alright, let's not waste the mines. The grenades. Though granted, mines more useful to me.
You're dead. Fuck.
I like your sword. I'ma take your sword.
The hell with this. Ah.
Damage 7. Honestly, that might be a better choice. Let's see here. Same damage. No, it seems faster, doesn't it? Well, we've already gotten everything here. Now we're looting everything. And whether we go to Great Itch next is another story, but that's what we're doing right now, is we're grabbing the loot. Gotta grab the loot before you stash the loot. No, I already looted everything that wasn't nailed down in there. Oh, to be honest, I'm not sure whether being encumbered will even be an issue when it comes to Great Itch, because the issue with Great Itch is I'm not going to be able to do melee Great Itch. Let's be honest. There is no way to melee Great Itch. Not with fucking ants. I'm going to need to go after them with my pistol, which means it's not going to really matter if I can run or not. Gotta love the fact that there's a radar. Yeah, fire resistance. Hello, this is a raider patrolling behind me who hasn't noticed me literally looting everything that isn't nailed down. Let's try number 3. That's how terrible a shot I am. I have them dead to rights within my line of sight, and I still can't hit them. had a hitbox. Take empty soda can. Look at my hitbox. Oh boy. Try it again with number 3. While certainly stashing everything inside of a Nuka vendor isn't the worst idea I've ever heard, I'm just wondering if we'll even have a chance with the 50-foot woman just outside. Or if she will have moved on. Because that is my big worry. Is our Titanic friend, and whether or not we're going to be able to get past her. Nothing inside the produce cart. I guess it kind of makes sense. If it was still usable food, someone would have taken it long before now. The ones I've gotten access to were in locked places. She counts as an enemy. She definitely aggroes on me. You cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby. That's the chestnut we have to deal with. The Buckethead's the game I'm going to keep saving frequently anyway. I'll give it a shot, because, I mean, that's the thing we have to keep in mind. I'm going to be over encumbered when I leave. Unless you're thinking of me putting it inside of the Nuka-Cola machine inside. But will that actually serve a purpose? Well, I suppose if I fast travel back to Megaton, I can turn in the quest, maybe gain some get enough experience points for another level up, which might allow me to be at least a little bit tougher. At the very least, I can stock up on radiation if I can pick up the 50-foot girl perk. But no, because the next level, it's comprehension. That's kind of got to be the key perk, doesn't it? I mean, I can hold off on comprehension, to be fair. It's not necessary. I can always pick up the 50-foot girl perk and then pick up comprehension on the next level. As long as I don't use any of the skill books, right? Where the heck is that raider that we shot? I mean, it'd be a little silly if they despawn. There aren't that many things in here. Ah, there you are. A little bit harder to see. 10mm pistol. At this point, what am I hoping to find here? I mean, I have already got a ton of tin cans. Do I really need every single tin can? Do I really need to sweep this place completely clean? Even with my plans that are going to require tin cans later, do I need this many tin cans? At one point, it just becomes OCD clearing the place of anything that isn't nailed down. Nothing really of note. That can gets to live. Okay. Yeah, they were on the way. Alright. We're at the door. We'll do a quick... Yeah, but like I was saying, is it really worthwhile to try and get up on top of, like, one of these things when I can't jump because I'm over encumbered to grab one single can? It's more trouble than it's worth. Like, I will go through the place and I will loot everything that isn't nailed down, but am I really going to go out of my way for a single can? I think that's even a bit obsessive even for me. So, let's repair what we can repair and prepare mentally for what we're going to have to deal with in a moment. I mean, there's no way I'm getting that carry weight down to a reasonable amount, but eh. You know what? Screw it. I'll have a shotgun on the ready as well. Why not? Yeah, I'm not getting that carry weight down. Alright, so... Combat armor Baddock on. Make sure the Pip-Boy light isn't on. We've got the trash can right here. Let's make it easy. We'll just go over to junk. Keep the office employee ID. Alright. No longer over encumbered. That's all of the well, standard junk, technically. 3 to spare. Enter sneak mode. Quick save again, because I'm terrified. It is night out. I think I'm safe. Let's not jinx it, though.
You looking for the mayor or the sheriff?
What is it?
And it's night, so not going to get any help there. But what I could do is wash off all this grime. And this time, take off the damn armor. Though I left my backpack on.
Good to see you.
Let's see, where is it? There it is. Common house. We just need a basic bed for the evening so we can sell and turn everything into Moira. Who are you, Andrew Roberts?
You looking to trade, stranger?
Oh, come on. Don't tell me there's a free bed in here somewhere. I'll take the vodka. Okay, then. Fine. "6 a.m. apparently. Well, that's not too unreasonable. I doubt Moira will be... Well, maybe she will. I am doing work for her. Nope. But... "7:21 a.m. Let's make it 2 hours. We'll just patiently wait for Moira.
Hey. Been busy. So, how's the scabbing been? Got the food medicine from that super duper mart?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I got the food and medicine. You might not want to go there, though.
Really? You did? You did? Well, all right. Tell me all about it.
Well, the Raiders were using the pharmacy as a place to store their best gear.
So you're saying that they acquired a well-protected stash? I wonder how many other places are hiding treasures behind monsters. Well, keep what you got. Just traded for a big food shipment myself. Here, take a bit, my treat. Tastes kinda great after a while. Oh, and take this. It's an old food sanitizer. Just carry it with you, and it should automatically make most food and drink more, better.
Alright. Tell me about the landmines.
Landmines are one of the few dangers out there that you can profit from. Disarm one before it blows, and you can sell it for plenty of caps. I've heard stories about a ghost town that's just full of mines. Traders just call the place Minefield. Sounds like the place for some field work. Get in there, get back, and tell me all about it. And could you bring back a mine for my studies?
How are you going to make something that unhealthy worth my while?
What better reward for avoiding explosives than to pay you with explosives? Frag grenades, in this case. I got a pretty good haul of them recently.
Honestly, I prefer mines, but...
And if you bring me back something to study, maybe I can make some modifications for you. Nothing like tinkering with a live mine, right?
Alright, I'll hide there.
Oh, don't worry. No one ever goes there because they say it's a ghost town. And since ghosts don't exist, you can just focus on the landmines. I hear there's a playground in the middle of town. Reach that point and come back, and I'm sure you'll have some stories to tell.
Let's do some trading.
Absolutely.
You know. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that, don't need that. I'll hang on to the laser pistol. Don't need the lead pipe, don't need the tire iron. We found our good selection of weapons. You know, she surprised me with the combat armor. Let's see if she's got new stuff that's just as impressive. Do I really want to take a missile? Fuck it. I'm buying the missile launcher. It might be the only way to take care of the 50-foot woman. I'll have to get missiles, but fuck it. I might need that kind of firepower. He's got the leather armor, but honestly, I've got friggin' combat armor. At this point, do I need anything else? I hit the jackpot last time. That's all of that. I don't really need more. Missiles and plenty of jet. You know what? And Med-X. Damage resistance. Can I afford the rocket launcher? Not at the moment, but maybe if I sold her some junk, I'd be able to. There's a single missile. And that actually reminds me, I should have a ton of ammo that I do not need. So for the stuff I am actually using, 10mm shells, 32 for Bessie. So basically I just need 32 and 10mm primarily, and shells. So with that said, maybe. I don't need the 308s. Don't really need the 5.56. I'll hang on to the 5mm because it might be useful if I get a minigun later. Don't really need the... Well, I'll hang on to the darts. That might come in useful. Railway spikes, I'll hang on to. I've got energy cells. A mini nuke. Yeah, well, maybe. Probably about as good as I'm gonna get.
Good hunting! Unless it's a steaming pile of slag.
Interesting. So, +1 damage, +2 DR, +1 damage, +1 damage, +5 damage, +1 DR, +20 damage. Missile launcher is the priority. And that actually reminds me. Can I have an extra 10mm? Or was it just the 110mm? No, I just had the 110mm. Did I sell her the good 10mm? I did. To be honest, I'm not going to be using the mini nuke for a while.
Good hunting! See ya!
I mean, 5 damage, 8 damage, 24 damage, 72 damage. I don't worry too much about it. I have so much... Remember, I have so much junk in the trash can. That it's really not a point of note. Like, keep in mind... all the stuff in the Super Duper Mart. Remember all that stuff. I am so scared that if I head over this way towards Great Itch, which granted we're probably not going to be doing in this stream because, you know, I try to keep them to about an hour, which looks like we only hit about one location per stream. Isn't that interesting? We get about one level and one location per stream. But that said, we can peek at Great Itch. Like we peeked at the Super Duper Mart. What's more, if the bodies haven't despawned, we can see if she killed any of the stuff over here and loot them. Let's do more than quick saving. Let's save saving. I'm not seeing any bodies. So... No, that's a bush, isn't it? Well, yes, we're going to head back to Megaton. Well, technically I'm going to end the stream shortly. Head back to the mini vault and dump all the miscellaneous junk I want to keep. And then sell the rest at Megaton. But that doesn't mean we can't take a peek into Grey Ditch, pop a few ants. Do I have a metric to tell me how close I am to a level up? I don't think so. I don't think we actually can see my EXP. Interesting. Thought I saw red on my map for a second. That does remind me. So it is way, way up there. Quite a bit further north. And there's Grey Ditch down there. I said, I don't mind taking a peek into Grey Ditch, but let's be honest, we're probably going to regret this. Oh, XP. Wow, I am completely blind. Yeah, so I need about, what is that? About 503 more XP to level up. I ain't seeing their antenna. Nope. Yeah, the 11 XP. The question is, do I have the do I have both the explosive skill and the speech skill necessary for the entire bomb thing? Because look at that. I've only got speech of 38 and explosives of 14. Now, if I remember correctly, you can ask him if you can get some help, and he'll direct you to Leo, who will give you some chems, which starts you on the Leo subquest. But, yeah, like I said, we're definitely not going to be fully exploring Grey Ditch, especially not over-encumbered. But I will peek in, I will pop a few ants, get a feel for things, see if it's better to go with Bessie here and fall back versus the pistol and fall back versus the combat shot. Well, let's be honest, the combat shotgun. What, this zoom in? That's just a right click. There is no iron sights without FOSE, unfortunately. Or Tales 2 Wastelands. The same with weapon mod kits. Did I just one-shot it? Yeah, for those who've never done Grey Ditch, it's, most people just do the main circuit. But it, can get actually pretty large. There are sections that, kind of branch off pretty far into the distance that technically count as part of Grey Ditch. Like, this overpass here is part of Grey Ditch. And there's a lot of ants that are both above the overpass and underneath the overpass. And there's a little bit of invisible mesh over there. Yeah, like this section that we're coming up on, there will be an entire farm, relatively speaking, of ants on the lower level. Ah, crap! I did not realize their range was that good. Honestly, I think Sassy might be the best option. Yeah, honestly, it might be Bessie as the best option. Though I have, like, 8 rounds left. Alright, well, if we're gonna be if I'm gonna be speeding back to Megaton and doing about a lot of inventory management. Let's at least finish the circuit around here so I can kind of just show you, vaguely speaking, what I'm talking about in terms of the ants that hang out around this area. So you can explore down there. There'll be ants that ambush you. There's that walkway which leads to a bunch of ants. But then we've also got way over here, which leads to a metro, which is part of how the main quest resolves itself. The main ant quest resolves itself. Am I going to be stupid? I'm going to be stupid. Honestly, the fire isn't hurting too... Nope, the fire's definitely hurting too badly. And, I'm kind of going to have to count on, Vats here. Because I cannot see because of the fire. Nope. And I got rid of all my grenades, didn't I? I mean, to be fair, as over-encumbered as I am, I'm not doing too bad. I am tempting fate, though. Maybe it is shotgun time, considering how close they get. I mean, that is kind of what I'm doing right now, is seeing which weapon works best. Bessie seems to work best, but I need a lot more 32 ammo for that. The shotgun might be a good option. Yeah, shotgun's actually got decent range. And decent damage. Shotgun might actually be the best option. And it is broken. My shotgun has broken. Though, not gonna lie. So, let's take a look here. My combat shotgun, yes, completely broken. Still, not gonna lie. When you're facing an enemy with ranged weapons that's relatively short range, the shotgun wasn't the worst choice I've ever made. But my god, how much ammo have I gone through? And this is just the exterior. We haven't even explored the little building. We haven't explored the metro. Or any of that fun stuff. Still, I have to say, results have been impressive. Not where I came in, is it? I don't think so. Well, that is a different entrance from a different route, which is fair. It is a town, it has multiple through roads. Alright. Well, let's head back towards the entrance, kill any final ants on the way, and call it there. But yeah, there's more ants here than you might actually think. That is the crazy thing. I'm kind of counting on you, Vats. And yeah, sometimes they'll just ambush you like that. Yeah, but what fun is the game if you cheat for unbreakable weapons? I mean, let's be honest. If I wanted to cheat, I'd just open up the console and type in player.modav carry weight 2000 and run along on my merry way, like this. Ready. Meh.
Anyone out there? Hello?
They're gonna be following me, aren't they? All the way to Megaton. Nope, think I got away. Anyway. Let's undo that, shall we? Now I'm back to being over encumbered. That's not the 50-foot woman over there, is it? I am definitely paranoid about giant housewives at this point. Anyway, I think I have made my point. Let me just get to a good corner for our end screen. And hope that we don't run into a 50-foot housewife while I am doing my exit monologue. Anyway. I need this one, the mini vault. I mean, the thing is, using glitches that defeat the purpose of the game, to me, is on par with using the console, because you're essentially doing something that's not intended. And, like, the thing is, mods are intended, and if you're using particular mods that make the game easier or whatever, you're playing the game as the mod intends. But for me, at least, for me, when you use intentional exploits in order to make your life easier, you're defeating the purpose of playing the game, because why are you playing the game if it's just to use an exploit, right? Like, I have no problem with using mods, I have no problem with installing overpowered weapon mods, but what I'll often do is I'll put some type of handicap on the overpowered weapons. There was this one mod that I loved for Skyrim. It added I don't know what it would be, I always called it the Sword of Darkness, but it was this really awesome sword that kind of combined a lot of fun effects. It could set enemies on fire, had unique animations. It's since been removed, but you found it basically with the Dragonstone. And like I said, it was just this really cool sword with a bunch of special effects on it. And, like I said, it's like the Sword of Darkness or something like that. And it was stupid overpowered. But it was fun to use. And I knew it was stupid overpowered, and I eventually created a compatibility patch for it that made it not quite as stupid overpowered, but still kept all the fun secondary effects. That's kind of the thing I'm getting at with this, is that if I use an exploit to make the game, to give me a feature that the game's not intended, that the gameplay can't balance around, it just kind of feels cheap to me. Still have no idea how to get in there. I'll have to check the mod page to figure out how the heck I get into the water tower hideout. Also still need to find more hideouts spread across the Capital Wasteland, because honestly I found 3. The water tower, the cave, well, technically the mini hideout, and then there's another one that's on the waterfront. And aside from those 3 plus the mini hideout, those were the only hideout mods I've found. And kind of, like I said, I kind of the way I envision this character is someone who's a little bit uneasy about all of this. And so we'll have all kind of hidey holes across the wasteland so they're never exposed for too long. And I just haven't found too many good hidey hole mods. So if you come across some that you think are really neat, I will love to take a look at them. Anyway, folks, this has been Fallout... almost said Fallout 4. This has been Fallout 3. A game... See a ladder? I don't see a ladder. Oh, on the side. I didn't even see that ladder, seriously. I did not see that ladder. Okay then. Let's take a look. I did not see this ladder at all. First entry. Interesting. Not sure what to say, actually. I'm not used to taking down notes on the work I do. Refuse my hands, and besides, if anybody needs to learn what I know, they can just ask me. For a price, of course. Everyone has to make a living. I doubt anyone is ever going to read this. Someone assigns me as reading this means that one of a few things has occurred. You're not where you're supposed to be. I've given someone permission to read my notes, or I'm dead and you have just wandered along and discovered my hacked-together ladder. If it's 3, well, don't let this old tower go to waste, eh? Just make sure nothing screws with my corpse. Enough with all this gloomy stuff. I'm probably not going to die for another 30 years. My name's Tom. Just Tom. Call me Orphan if you want. I don't know why I chose that name, but it always just appealed to me. I just tell myself to call myself Orphan. God, I'm lonely. On to my story anyway. I discovered this old terminal just recently while I was looking through one of the old garages for some spare parts for my private purifier. More on that later. I've actually been living up here for, well, I don't really remember, 6 years? 7? I never thought to keep track. Oh well. Enough about that, though. I'm getting off topic. Well, to put a long story, still relatively long, actually, I grew up in the pit. I'm not sure if its existence is common knowledge after the Brotherhood raided it, but yeah, pretty shitty place. No clean water or food. Honestly, there wasn't even enough dirty food or water to go around. My mother was a whore and an addict. She liked to mix Jet and Psycho together with vodka and inject it into her neck. I know this because, she taught me how to make it. I had threatened to sell it me to the highest bidder if I didn't. Now that I think about it, I'm glad she's dead, or at least I think she's dead. She may have survived, probably hoarded herself out to the Brotherhood. Anyway, put it simply, I killed for food, was beaten constantly, and I even became an addict like my mother for a long while. I was a raider, actually. I remember the thrill I would get when I hit someone in the side of the head with my handy old spiked club, which was really just a piece of wood with little nails in it. Time seemed to slow down so I could see the nails piercing their skull, and suddenly and easily, such a satisfying crunch. I just lost most of its shape. But that was before. Enough with the bad memories. At the age of 19 or so, the Brotherhood showed up. So the scourge occurred, and I ran. I don't know why, but it's as if the raider might have just vanished suddenly. Felt ashamed, regretful, guilty, horrible, disgusted with myself. How had I so easily killed so many innocent wastelanders? Remember this boy we called Chubby that we would torture? He was sort of the training for the torture squads. Now that I think about it, his name, he was fat. Hold that thought. How could someone like that get enough food to be fat? I don't know. Well, we fed him bodies. When he first became what he was, we forced him to eat his baby sister. His 1 fucking year-old baby sister. We threatened to kill him if he didn't. She was alive, crying, but weak. He snapped her neck, just like that. He just stood there, looking at her empty eyes. Remember how he seemed to go? He turned into a dog, really. All traces of his former self disappeared, and he ate his 1-year-old baby sister that we made him kill. I'll never forget myself of that. As I ran away, the cleansing flames, the Brotherhood engulfing the pit behind me, I found myself alone. Completely and utterly alone for the first time in my life. It was magnificent. No more expectations to meet, no more pressures, no more need to kill. I decided then that I would spend the rest of my life making up for my sins. What could I possibly do to make up for so much horror, I asked myself. Then, the thought occurred to me to help the whole wasteland by supplying it with what it needs most. What is that? You ask? Why? It's water. Clean. Fresh water. And so, I found what books I could. Couldn't read them, though. But I figured I'd trade them with someone in exchange for the knowledge I seek. Found quite a few books, actually. So I went to the safest place I could get quickly and easily that had a purifier. A megaton. So I arrived in a megaton with enough books to trade to keep me comfortable for a little while. The sheriff, Lucas Sims, I think he was called, seemed pretty accepting. I chose not to tell anyone where I was from, though. Nobody would understand. After asking around, I found out who the man in charge of the water processing plant was. A fellow named Walter. Too long of a story for me to write about, but needless to say, I exchanged the books for his knowledge, and I helped him out around town with common leaks that would occur once I ran out of the books to trade. And I was able to earn a pretty well living. Sure, I slept on the cold metal floor, but that was nicer than what I had in the pit, which I'm not going to share with you. So I used to say it has something to do with Brahmin. With some help from some of the townspeople, I learned to read. With Walter's permission, I read the books I was traded with him. Before I knew it, just as good as Walter at repairing and building things. If not better. I stayed there in Megaton for a total of 4 years. Then I left to a place I'd been hearing. A man named Three Dog talked about the Jefferson Memorial. There's supposedly a group of people trying to make a massive purifier for the whole wasteland. An arduous journey, trekking down there through the wasteland. I swam through the water, best instead of facing the soup units that were everywhere. But Mirelurks were pretty quiet. It worked out. I'd grown sort of a resistance to radiation from what I've grown up. The scientists that I encountered when I arrived at the purifier, they were good people, mostly anyway. There was one man who was making snotty remarks about me and pretty much everyone. I didn't mind. Violence wasn't my thing. I learned more than I could have ever hoped during my time at the purifier. I met a man there, James I think his name was. He was kind and wanted to help the people of the wasteland. Taught me a lot of what I now know about purifying water. You find the rest of the story about what happened there by asking the Brotherhood, or even Dr. Lee if she's still around. Last I heard, she was in Rivet City. As you'll hear, the project didn't work out too well in the end. We just couldn't make a purifier strong enough with what we have. It just wasn't possible. And then the Brotherhood stopped guarding us, and then James and his wife had a child. James, she died giving birth to it, though. Pretty much fell apart. We went our separate ways. I'm not sure where James went with his newborn child, but I hope they're safe. And me, still wanted to help the wasteland. So, found this tower. Refused to give in to the idea that we couldn't make a giant purifier. That's what I was doing here, really. Trying to make one. Got pretty far, actually. I purified all the water in this tower 3 times. Each time, bottled it all up, and sell it to the caravans, and gave it to the random wastelanders. I tried pouring a lot of it onto some ground nearby. Not much happened, but a tree did start to grow. I eventually had to cut it down as people got too curious. Luckily, the power running all over the wasteland, and there is such a massive supply of it, been able to keep the pumps running for the tower. Enough for the storytelling. I have to get back to work. I haven't recorded any useful data in this first year with this shitty terminal. End of archive. That was a long one. Wow, he has long notes. Well, we picked up his gun, the Magnum, which may actually be a better option. Prototype mag shot. 26 damage. That is on par with the combat shotgun. And, oh yeah, so that might be my new go-to gun, but that means 44 ammo. stuff on top. I think some of the stuff just fell through into the water below. Well, that's a lot of irradiated water. Purify all my dirty water. Ooh, now this could be useful. Fully detoxified. Hope that's a good thing. Now. What have we got over here? Yeah, you guys definitely a raider, isn't he? And this thing just spit out some purified water. I mean, that's not a bad idea, having some extra purified water. But, interesting little place. Well, I've got a bunch of stuff I have to sell. So, what better place to end it than this lovely, lovely little water tower? And I hope I will see you guys all next time with some more fun here in the 3 of fall. Out.